Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin our ceremony. Please take your seats. Again, please note the following. We ask that you silence your cell phones at this time. I would also remind you that there is no smoking permitted in the Shield Campus Center and Arena, and that no one is permitted to come forward to photograph or videotape the graduates. A professional photographer will photograph every graduate. Sign language services will be provided during today's ceremony. Please note that there are several emergency exits located around the top arena concourse and one large exit on the floor. In the event of emergency or fire alarm, the exit doors will be opened. Please proceed quickly and calmly out the nearest emergency exit. Again, please remain seated and respectful throughout the ceremony so that all of our guests can have a positive and comfortable experience. The procession will enter the arena in a few minutes. Thank you. You have one more start. I'm gonna start one more, and I'll give you a signal for this stop. Okay. Go ahead and play if you want to. You get time for one more short one if you want. You get time for one more short one. You get time for one more quick one. You get time for one more. You ready? Tough getting across the border. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the spring commencement of Clarkson University, and welcome to the class of 2019. Oh boy. Kelly you're sitting in the wrong order, by the way.
One.
Almost tell Kelly you're sitting in the wrong order.
Yeah, we're already we expected it going in.
There they go. Last chance to get in the pool. You can't get in the pool, you're reading.
That's correct.
You can't play. Taylor here, just in time. You don't seriously can't be heard, like, doesn't be heard like pop. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the spring commencement of Clarkson University. Gene Spence, class of 1979 and chair of the Board of Trustees, will now open our commencement ceremony. Please be seated.
The 2019 Spring Commencement Ceremony and Convocation of Clarkson University is herewith in session. The Marshal will come forward and vest the President. Please rise for the invocation by Brooke Newell from the Potsdam United Methodist Church. Then, please remain standing to join Melissa Richards, class of 2019, in singing the national anthem, accompanied by the Potsdam Brass Quintet.
I would invite you, if you feel so led, to be in a time of prayer with me. God of wisdom and compassion, we pray your blessings on these Clarkson graduates. We come this day with a sense of joy and celebration, for their years of study and work have brought triumph. Their accomplishments honor their teachers, their parents, themselves, and their God. We pray your guidance for them as they prepare to face the privileges and obligations society will place upon them. As students, they have been tested many times, but the real tests are still ahead of them. They must search their hearts and find the answers to many difficult questions if our nation is to flourish and our planet to survive. We give thanks to you, O Lord, our Creator, that we live in a land where we have the privilege to question authority, to establish our views for ourselves. May our nation be a place where knowledge is available to people of all races, colors, and creeds. May education continue to bring people together as we face the common challenges of humanity. There is divine beauty in learning, in the quest for truth, in open-mindedness. May these students continue to cultivate spirit and imagination. May the same passion and creativity that has brought them this far be their lifelong companions as they find jobs, friends, loved ones, and as eventually they begin new families and in time grow old. May they share with society the knowledge they've been given, realizing what they have received they must pass on to others. Help them to use their education to battle hunger, homelessness, discrimination, and hatred, that they may lead us to be a people of peace, reason, and hope. May they always dream, and may their dreams challenge them to create a better tomorrow. As citizens of your kingdom, may they always be students of the sacred scriptures and the wonders of creation. May they live their lives as a prayer to you who formed all of us in the beginning. Amen.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran loud, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the nights that our
Thank you. Please be seated. I now ask that Jacob Ekman come forward to offer remarks. Please join me in congratulating Jacob Ekman, the Clarkson University Student Association President. Today, Jacob is graduating from the Engineering and Management program in the Ray School of Business. In addition to serving as CUSA president this year, Jacob has also served as the president of the Clarkson University College Republicans, the Northern peer educator. After successful internships at Special Metals Corporation, Jacob will be going to work full-time for Precision Cast Parts Corporation. Jacob?
Congratulations, class of 2019. Welcome, family and friends, and thank you, faculty and staff, for being here. Often, people speak about their journey and the experiences they've had at Clarkson and all the memories they made along the way. Those things are important, and you should hold on to those things. And you'll soon forget the food, how the food tasted, or the crippling amount of work you've had. But it's important to reflect on where you are right now, and that's the most important thing you can do. I want you to realize what position you are in currently, and how your life has culminated to where you sit right now. And since we're mostly STEM majors, I have some numbers that back me up. So currently, according to U.S. News and World Report, we're ranked 102nd in the nation. And that's out of 3,000 universities across the country. That puts us well within the top 5% of colleges in this nation. And as we back out, we're ranked about 625 in the world. And that's out of 16,000 accredited universities across the country. Again, you just assume and hope for the best. Even if these numbers are a little off, there's still a core fact that remains. We are some of the most educated people in the world. And you might think, well, we must be the smartest people in the world. And I would argue against that because my 4 years, I've seen a lot of smart people do a lot of really dumb things. But in the end, those make the greatest memories. Over the next couple months, we'll all go our separate ways, begin work, continue our education, or start a career in the military. Engineers will go to work solving problems. Scientists will begin to understand how the world works. Business people will begin to make the world more efficient and try to make some money along the way. And then, don't worry, humanities and social sciences, I didn't forget you. You're trying to make our world a little bit better so we can enjoy our lives a little bit more. Soon, you'll have tasks to achieve these goals and accomplish great things. Wherever we end up, we'll be the most qualified people. But as Clarkson grads, we have a responsibility and an opportunity to make the world a better place. There is only one thing standing in your way. That person is yourself. And with a little bit of work, you can overcome this obstacle. This is your greatest obstacle. And after that, you will find true greatness. Thank you.
So thank you. Good afternoon. Tony Collins, the president here at Clarkson. Good afternoon, graduates, parents, friends, family, trustees, faculty members, and honored guests. On behalf of the university, I extend a warm Clarkson welcome to everyone. At our graduate and undergraduate ceremonies, we had a graduate ceremony on Thursday evening. those two ceremonies, we have graduates representing 14 nations as well as 27 states of the Union. A special welcome to those families and friends who have traveled to our campus to celebrate with us from distant states and nations. Now, last summer at Reunion, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the graduating class that marked the return of women to Clarkson. Jill Schoof, electrical engineer 68, came back to campus to represent the female graduates of 1968. And that class of women led the way to the story I will share next. This is going to be a surprise for someone in the audience. You're all on the edge of your chairs, I hope. Kay Florence Bonney. Now, where are you, Kay? There she is. Down. Well, keep standing, Kay. Kay graduated from Clarkson in 1979. Her daughter, Jackie Smith, is graduating today. I know you can do math. It is, of course, Kay's 40th anniversary of graduating from Clarkson. So where are you, Jackie? There's Jackie. Let me quote from an email from Jackie's sister. When Jackie got accepted and chose to attend Clarkson, our mum was ecstatic. Jackie is the youngest daughter of 3, and our mum never expected Jackie to have a passion for engineering and had given up hope of any of her 3 daughters following in her footsteps. Not only did Jackie choose engineering, but she also chose her alma mater, Clarkson. So welcome back, Kay, and congratulations, Jackie. Now, this is all connected. Please keep standing. Now, this is particularly important because tomorrow is Mother's Day. And I ask any other alumni mothers with daughters graduating today to join them in standing. Now, do we have any other such pairs? Alumni mothers and daughters. Now, I see one out there. So there must be a reciprocal daughter down here somewhere. Ah! We have a total of about 70 students graduating today. You have to follow me closely now. We have a total of about 70 students graduating today who are legacy students. That is, they have a parent, sibling, or grandparent who is an alumnus. So there are 70 legacies. Would those students graduating today and all of their associated alumni family members please stand? Now, in a rush of adrenaline, about a year ago, I found a family of 10 people. I said, if anyone comes and makes the 12th member, they'll go tuition free. Now, that's closing in on me, so I'm upping the number to 20. Please be seated. And now for the next few minutes, I will share some of the highlights of this class, more or less anonymously. By the way, it's good to see you all here after last Wednesday at Foster House. Yes. So more or less anonymously, to shine a light on your successes, today is your day. Please stand and remain standing if you're identified individually or in one of these groups. If you received a Goldwater Scholarship, the highest award for undergraduate research, please stand. That's a national award. If you're on a team that placed in the National Institute of, I'm not sure if we have some of them, I'm checking, the National American Institute of Chemical Engineers 2018, and then this year they competed in the national championship for the Chem-E car competition. Do we have anyone? Oh. first in the Northeast, beating out places like MIT, etc., and third in the nation. If you are a member of the men's or women's hockey teams that won an ECAC championship this year, please stand. Keep standing. For the women, they have also won 2 national championships during their time at Clarkson. If you participated in a SHORE, Symposium on Undergraduate Research Experience, or conference, or a RAPS Research and Project Showcase, or more simply, if you presented the results of your research work in a directed study, please stand. Those that have done research work. Now it gets complicated because you might have to wave if you're already standing. If you are part of the men's alpine and Nordic skiers who took the President's Cup, combined #1 in the nation, please stand. Men's alpine and Nordic skiers. I see you, Charlie. If you are part of the women's Nordic team that won first place in the USCA Nationals and had a team GPA of 3.6, please stand. If you are a member of the Golden Notes who bring singing to our campus, please stand. They must already be standing, yes. If you represented Clarkson and met the President of Poland this year, not once but twice, please stand. Where are you, Bree? You got to wave at me. If you filed, this is an important one to us. If you filed for a provisional patent, created a limited liability corporation, or officially registered your startup company, please stand. My guess is not a lot of other universities can have people stand to that request. If you're a member of the men's cross-country team that won the pep rally competition, they can dance very well. Where are the men's? There they go. If you're a member of the dance ensemble or Goldies who entertain us at many events and are also very good in the pep rally, please stand. Now, this is a complicated one. If you have been to a Liberty League playoff in any sport for the past 4 years, please stand. Liberty League playoffs. Now, it's complicated because right now our baseball team today and possibly tomorrow is playing for the Liberty League Championship in Rochester. There are 8 seniors. And we have, if this is not enough today, come back to the baseball field. We're having another ceremony tomorrow. And lastly, if you performed in the Clarkson's Got Talent show as the only comedian in the show and you were really funny, Nick, where are you? Let me point out, that was at the expense of this president, Nick. I could keep going and ask if you have been on at least one internship or undertaken an international experience or a part of the many activities that add value to our campus, but that list is long and there is still much left in this ceremony. So I'll ask all of the remaining graduates to stand and join those previously called on to be recognized not only for your academic achievements, But like Jake, I was going to add, not only for your academic achievements, but for all of those stories that probably every one of you could share, but maybe we can't hear about. When I addressed you as a group, most of you in this arena, 4 short years ago, and I challenge you to reach your potential, attain your aspirations, and support each other. There may have been some self-doubt. Clarkson believes that you have exceeded our expectations. Congratulations. Please be seated. This university was founded as a memorial to a humanitarian businessman, Thomas S. Clarkson. When he died, a saddened neighbor wrote in his diary, "Everybody's best friend is gone." The neighbor wrote that all people should, and I quote, "endeavor to do as Mr. Clarkson has done, not live entirely for ourselves, but try to help others." I conclude with a challenge and a charge to each of you graduates today as you depart. You have earned a degree that will open doors for you. Use it also to open doors for others. You have gained powerful skills. Use your power wisely with compassion for humankind. The humanitarian spirit of Thomas S. Clarkson places an invisible stamp on every Clarkson diploma. Let the humanitarian spirit that created Clarkson guide and energize your life beyond this campus and this day. And may you use our new tagline, Ignite, to ignite the world with learning, love, and laughter. So congratulations one more time. Now we will continue with the special honors and awards. The first students we wish to recognize today are graduates in the University Honors Program. Will the members of the University Honors Program please rise to receive recognition and remain standing? The commencement program lists the names of members of the graduating class whose academic records justify singling them out for distinction or great distinction. Will the graduates who have received great distinction please rise for recognition and remain standing? Great distinction. Now, will those who earned distinction please rise so we can recognize all of you? Please be seated. I would also like to acknowledge 18 graduates who were commissioned as officers in the United States Army and Air Force during ROTC commissioning exercises yesterday. Clarkson's ROTC service has consistently ranked among the nation's very best. We are extremely proud of the courage and sacrifice our graduates who have made these military commitments in service to our country. Will our ROTC graduates please rise and be recognized? ROTC graduates. Please keep standing. In addition to asking our new officers to rise and be recognized, could all veterans present please join our cadets and accept our appreciation for your service? All service members, please. All veterans. Please be seated, and we have a special guest that wants to address you, and I'm certain thank you for your service, and that is Senior Senator from New York State, Senator Charles Schumer.
Well, thank you, President Collins, who does a great job for Clarkson. Thank you to all the families who are here, but most of all, you, the class of 2019 Clarkson, congratulations. You've made it. Now, first, I'd like to announce my class gift. As you know, it's difficult to pay for college and graduate school. If you're poor, the federal government helps you out. That's a good thing. But what about the middle class? So a few years ago, I wrote a law that said you or your parents, whoever paid for college or graduate school, can take as a full tax credit $2,500 off your federal taxes for each year of college or graduate school, provided, in Washington there's always a provided your family income is below $200,000 a year. So for those of you who come from families who make below $200,000, make sure you or mom or dad, whoever paid, takes that credit. Last year, about a quarter of all the people who are entitled to it didn't take it. It's relatively new. And if you forgot, you can actually file a form, small form with the IRS, and get up to 3 years back, a check for $7,500 in the mail. Not bad class gift. Now, what happens if you come from a family that makes above $200,000 a year? God bless you. I'm also working on legislation now that will help reduce your student debt burden after you get out of college. Our legislation, which has bipartisan support, says that every graduate, no graduate, will ever have to devote more than a small percentage of their income each year towards repaying their loans. It's long past time our federal government tackles the student debt crisis once and for all. I'd like to say a word to the parents. I know how you feel. A few short years ago, my wife Iris and I sat where you did, watched our daughter Jessica come up on the platform, get her diploma. It was one of the greatest days of our lives. And you've worked hard as parents. It's not easy to raise kids these days. But now you get to watch all of your blood, sweat, and tears pay off as your daughter or son walks onto the stage and becomes an adult before your very eyes. Congratulations to the moms and dads. Good job. And on this weekend, a special thanks to the moms. And on a little personal note, I am blessed. My mother and father, a few weeks back, celebrated their 70th anniversary. So that was a gift, a blessing. My brother, President Clarkson, President Collins, he's been here so long, he is President Clarkson, I think, told me that 1 out of every 10,000 people get to do that, so it was a joy. And one other word of thanks. It was mentioned, the veterans in the audience, but as we speak, there are thousands and thousands of young men and women your age, many here from the North Country, who are in our armed forces. Many of them are overseas, risking their lives for our freedom and our American way of life. Let's have a round of applause for all of them. Now, to this great class of 2019. So, all of those late nights in the library and early mornings in the classroom, library. What's that, you said? Anyway, uh-oh. Well, you'll have to tell me what I stumbled into there without knowing it. All those late nights studying, wherever you were studying, and early mornings in the classroom have earned you a degree from a great institution. And it's good that you have it, because the world in which you're graduating is moving so very fast. This is an era of profound economic and social change. In the old days, when you graduated from college, the odds were pretty high that you'd have the same job in the same field for 40 years. That's not true anymore. Most of you will have several jobs, many of you several careers. Along with the economic changes, the internet has put so much information at our fingertips, it's sometimes hard to figure out what's important and to distinguish between what's true and isn't. All too often, the loudest voices get the most attention. And a generation ago, things like terrorist attacks and mass shootings were rare. Now we hear of them almost every week. So there's a lot going on. The world is turbulent and changing. But the good news is this. Your generation, especially with your education, is better equipped than any other that came before it to adapt to these changes, to overcome the obstacles they present, and seize the opportunities they afford. Right now, though, sitting in your seats, you may not be sure of what comes next. With so much of the world changing around you, it may feel like you're jumping into an abyss. But the key, graduates, is not to fear the unknown. It's to embrace it. It's to relish in it. It's to soak up every possibility it has to offer. Now, how do I know? Because I remember feeling that way like when I was back in college. I went to James Madison High School in Brooklyn, New York. It was then a working class high school. Hi, Madison grad. It was a working class high school, but I was lucky enough to get into Harvard. In those days, no one from southern Brooklyn got into Harvard. It was mostly people from very, very elite private schools. I was the son of an exterminator. My dad didn't go to college, and I went to public school in Brooklyn long before Brooklyn was cool. So, I was scared. I went to the one fellow from my high school who had gone to Harvard before me, years before me. His name was Red O'Brien. We both played on the school basketball team. But when I asked Red how to make it at this college with all these fancy folks, he told me very matter-of-factly. He said, try out for the freshman basketball team. They're terrible, just like Madison's team. So you'll make the team easily, and those will be your friends. Now, he was right about how bad our team was. Our motto, we used to say, at the James Madison High School basketball team was, we may be small, but we're slow. Fast forward to the third week of school, tryouts for freshman basketball. We're wearing these little numbers. The coach calls me up. Number 27, he says. Yes, sir. You're Schumer. Yes, sir. Oh, you played for Madison. Yes, sir. How's Coach so-and-so? He's fine, sir. Then he looks at me quizzically. You played forward? I said, yes, sir. He said, how tall are you? I said, I'm 6'1", sir. He said, can you dribble? I said, that's not my strong suit, sir. He said, go home. He didn't even watch me touch a basketball. Well, I was distraught. I wrote a note to my mom telling her, I told you I should have gone to this place. I'm coming home Monday. But, as fate would have it, someone knocked on my door late that night. Who do you think it was? My parents coming to take me home? No. The coach saying you have a second chance on the basketball team? Nope. The girl I'd been making eyes at in math class asking me for help with her homework? Nope. As fate would have it, it was someone who said, I turned the doorknob nervously, opened the door, and there was this fella, and he said, how would you like to join the Harvard Young Democrats? We're working for a man named Eugene McCarthy, who's for ending the war in Vietnam. Well, I didn't have a political bone in my body. My dad was a Republican, my mom a Democrat, but I had lost some friends in the Vietnam War, and I was worried about the future of my country. And so I said something that changed the course of my life forever. I shrugged my shoulders and I said, okay. The next morning, I got on a bus with a group of kids from the Boston area, and we went up to New Hampshire. I loved it. It was like teams. It was like sports. We divide up a neighborhood and knock on doors. We write our own leaflets. And there, over the next few months, on the snowing streets of New Hampshire, working for an insurgent campaign, I was bitten by the political bug. Maybe it was luck. Maybe it was God's hand. But in that moment of intense anxiety and uncertainty about the future, I took a leap. I said okay to something new and completely different, and it changed my life forever. Thanks to the McCarthy campaign, I realized how much I loved politics and how deeply I cared about the impact it had on people. McCarthy didn't win the primary, but he came so close that the incumbent president, Lyndon Johnson, stepped down after one term in office. A ragtag bunch of students and other nobodies changed the course of history. I thought to myself, what a system, what a country. I was inspired. And it was then I decided that I wanted to dedicate my life to making the world a better place, just as so many of you are today, and thank God for it. So, I changed my major from chemistry to politics, went to law school, ran for the state assembly at 23, and lo and behold, to everyone's surprise, including my mother's, I won. The rest, they say, is history. So graduates, on this day of achievement, my advice to you: take the risk. Follow your passion. For those of us who have gotten older and look back on life, one of the most painful things to think about is what you might call the what-ifs. What if I had only done this? What if I had only gone there? In life, there will be moments that present new opportunities and change the course of things forever. They won't be advertised as such. No one's going to label them when they appear. And sometimes they're as unassuming as a knock on the door one late night. You just need to keep your eyes open to them. So my message to the class of 2019 is very simple. Go for it. You're about to cast off into the unknown. And it can sometimes be really scary. But you've got great assets, a great education here from Clarkson, loving families that will always have your back through thick and thin. So, garner up the courage and strength, put aside your doubts, take a chance. And if you do, it is my hope, it is my prayer, and indeed, it's my confidence that you will find true success and joy in life. To this great class of 2019, congratulations. Good luck. Godspeed, and don't forget, go for it. No girl. I got rid of the girl. Where is the professor of chemistry? I wanted to say hello.
He's just checking his chemistry grade with our honorary degree recipient, who happens to be from Harvard.
Thanks, Tony. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Senator Schumer. Two members of the class of 2019 are now to receive further recognition, the highest awards from the university faculty for scholarship and the promise of outstanding professional achievement. This gets more and more difficult each year to choose. More than 100 years ago, Elizabeth, Frederica, and Lavinia Clarkson founded this school as a memorial to their brother, Thomas S. Clarkson. The sisters created two awards to be given to the two most outstanding graduates in the school. One is named after Thomas Clarkson's brother, Levinus. The other is named for Frederica. Today, we proudly continue the tradition begun by these founders as we honor our two highest achieving and most promising graduates in the eyes of our faculty. The student selected to receive the 2019 Frederica Clarkson Award is Sarah Emily Duclos. Sarah is coming forward. Sarah, an honors program student, has been involved in undergraduate research focusing on investigating the mechanisms by which residual strains are formed in the intervertebral you should read it, Sarah, discs. The soft structures which lend flexibility to spinal columns since the summer of 2016. Her research has already led to two peer-reviewed journal publications and numerous conference and poster finalist presentations. She is the recipient of the 2018 Barry M. Goldwater Scholarship, the Dean's Citation winner from the University of Rochester under NSF Human Health Research Experience for undergraduates, and was most recently awarded the Norman L. Ray Award by the Mechanical Engineering Department. She interned with GE Renewable Energy under the Edison Engineering Development Program during the summer of 2017 and studied abroad at the Technical University of Denmark in the spring of 2018. Among other honors and awards, Sarah has been named Presidential Scholar each semester. She is a member of the Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society. She has twice recognized by Phalanx with Commendable Service and Leadership Awards, and subsequently tapped into Phalanx in 2018, serving as the President's liaison. She has served as VP of Engineers Without Borders and led a 2-week trip to Uganda. In addition to her outstanding academic achievements, Sarah is also an accomplished athlete, serving as the captain of both our cross-country and Nordic ski teams, as well as having completed all 46 high peaks in the Adirondacks. Sarah performs much community service, even funding her own organization, the Potsdam Summer Youth Running Club, and she works as a tutor for chemistry and teaching assistant for first-year seminar. So I also mentioned she's a member of the national, the Nordic ski team that won the national championship this year. The team, by the way, had a grade point average of 3.6. We offer Sarah our best wishes as she prepares for graduate studies in biomedical engineering, a PhD at the University of Michigan. Today, she is graduating with a mechanical engineering degree and a minor in biomedical engineering with honors and a 3.99 overall GPA average. The student selected for the 2019 Levinus Clarkson Award is Ryan Wilson Burnham. Ryan is an exceptional and talented computational and mathematical scientist. His work and research has led to a conference-published paper presented at the AAAI International Conference on Artificial Intelligence, and he has been named on 4 pending patents for his work in this area. Ryan has worked as a teaching assistant for differential equations and programming languages for every semester after his first, as well as a tutor teaching undergraduate students. In addition to being an outstanding student academically, working as a teaching assistant and tutor, Ryan has also had 3 internships: Assured Information Security, Mission Support, and Test Services LLC, and the US government. Ryan completed 2 semesters of co-op and was a presidential scholar all 6 semesters. He has earned the Outstanding Sophomore and Junior Awards in Mathematics and the Hamlin Darrow Award for Mathematics. He was a Northern New York Mathematics Conference poster winner and a Google Ignite student leader. Attended IEEE SPS summer schools and was a member of the Pi Mu Epsilon Honor Society and a student athlete representative. He was on the cross-country team with Sarah, by the way. We offer Ryan the best wishes as he begins his work with the United States government as a federal employee this summer. We can't say any more than that. Today, Ryan graduates with 2 degrees, one in computer science, another in mathematics, and a GPA of 4.0. At Clarkson, our faculty shares a passion for both teaching and research excellence. Each year, we recognize our faculty with an award for excellence in research. The John W. Graham Jr. Faculty Research Award is given each year to an untenured faculty member whose work shows great promise, and the award is to be used solely for research purposes. This year, we have 2 recipients. This year's recipients of the John W. Graham Award are Dr. Mario Reet, Associate Professor of the Department of Chemistry and Biomolecular Science, and ZJ Yan, Assistant Professor in the Department of Chemistry and Biomolecular Engineering. Unfortunately, Professor Yan was unable to attend today as he is in Korea today, but Professor Reet is here. Would you please come forward, Mario? The Lifetime Achievement Award is given to a tenured faculty, Lifetime Research Achievement Award is given to a tenured faculty member who is internationally recognized for a body of work at the highest level of research and scholarship accomplishments. Professor Thomas Holson was recognized at Clarkson's Recognition of Excellence weekend earlier this spring. Tom, please stand and be recognized. Tom? Each year we recognize our faculty with an award for excellence in teaching. Dr. Leslie Russick, Professor of Physical Therapy, was recognized at the Graduate Commencement ceremony Thursday evening with the Distinguished Teaching Award, the first time it's gone to a faculty member who teaches only our graduate programs. It's really a distinguished award, and congratulations, Leslie. Leslie, where are you? Clarkson also recognizes upon their retirement professors and academic administrators who have served the university with distinction for a noteworthy period. Now, talk about a noteworthy period. This year we have 19 such emeritus professors emeriti to be honored, representing over 600 years of combined service. That's a lot of years. Would the following professors please stand to be recognized as I call their name and remain standing? Philip A. Christiansen, Chemistry and Biomolecular Science. Phil? Larry D. Compo, Ray School of Business. Robert Dowman, Psychology. Richard McCluskey, Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. Levon Manetjan, Civil and Environmental Engineering. Richard E. Parch, Center for Advanced Materials Processing. Peter R. Turner, Institute for STEM Education. William Vitek, Humanities and Social Sciences. Sheila F. Weiss, Humanities and Social Sciences. Stephen W. Ugatis, Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering. Couldn't be here, but I will announce them. Professors Stephen D. Farina, Communication and Media. Dan Goya, Center for Advanced Materials Processing. William Karras, Communications and Media. Ronald S. Lafleur, Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering. James Lambrinos, Ray School of Business. Samandra Pant, Ray School of Business. Leslie Russick, Physical Therapy, won an award and is being recognized as emeritus, and will stay with the institution for her research work. Lawrence Schulman, Physics. Alastair Turnbull, Ray School of Business. I'd also like to mention two instructors that retired. Michael Felland, after 37 years of service in mathematics. And Jesse Sherman, after 28 years of service in the Ray School of Business. So how about one after 600, probably getting to 700 years, how about a standing ovation for those that are retiring, please? Thank you. Now I'd like to recognize our staff. You not see many of them in the processional today, but they are throughout this building and on campus, ensuring the success of commencement, just as they have helped assure the student success throughout the year. Whether as a grounds person, a student life professional, or a custodian, our staff forms important and often lasting bonds with our students. They too have helped our graduates to where they are today. Please give our staff a round of applause. There is another form of service that we wish to recognize today, and that is the work of those who help inspire the nation's youth. The Clarkson University Award for Inspirational Educators was established to honor individuals who have had a lasting influence on the lives of some of today's graduates. Christopher Palmer, principal at Monticello Elementary School, was nominated by former student Mallory Kigo. Darlene Baker, Business Development Chair and DECA Advisor, East Syracuse Manoa Central High School, who was unable to attend today but was nominated by former student Connor Bailey. Please, I guess, Chris, you must be here. Please stand and be recognized and take some applause for Darlene. So thank you for being part of this very special ceremony today, everybody that has stood here to be recognized. And now, as it has been Clarkson's custom, I'd like to turn to another group especially deserving of recognition. And I refer to the families of the degree recipients assembled here, and especially when tomorrow is Mother's Day. And is Mother's Day weekend. To those women who have contributed in so many ways to the success of these graduates, would the mothers and grandmothers of our graduates please stand and remain standing to receive thanks from all of us. Mothers and grandmothers. And now would the fathers and other family members of our graduates also stand to receive applause from those who are graduating. Everybody, family members. Congratulations, all of you. Ron Ayers, class of 2002, is the Vice President of the Clarkson Alumni Association. Ron will now offer his remarks. Ron?
Thank you, President Collins. On behalf of the over 43,000 members of the Clarkson University Alumni Association, I'd like to congratulate you on everything that you have accomplished leading up to this day. We are very proud of each and every one of you. Oftentimes, we think of being a Clarkson alum as being part of a network or a connection. I believe it is much more than that. It's about our relationships and our experiences, both shared and unique, that we've had during our time here in Potsdam. When I think of my time at Clarkson, I think of Dean Menz and Professor Korba taking a chance on me as a freshman, giving me the opportunity to run a student-run business. It was focused around this new technology called the internet. Our team worked hard in our brand new office in Snell, and we celebrated with dinners at Uncle Max's, a little restaurant that doesn't exist here anymore. I think of going to my first hockey game, and I sat right down there in the corner seats, right near the pep band, where I made some great friends over the next 4 years. I've probably shared those seats with many of you. Today, my kids play hockey, and guess what jerseys they wear during practice? I recall slightly below average temperatures. You think you won't miss the snow and cold, but it's something I hear every alum fondly recall. I remember the Student Business Advisory Council meeting with Dr. Mahmoudi. It was actually up in the Barbin rooms right there. I met my future wife there for the first time. Spoiler alert, she thought I talked way too much. There are hundreds of these memories, and with this in mind, I'd like you all to just take a few seconds right now to close your eyes and think of some of your favorite moments, experiences, or perhaps your favorite people that you've met at Clarkson. Now, what I ask you to do is, over time, share those memories and share those stories with each other, your friends, your family, fellow alumni, colleagues, students, and anyone who will listen. It's those moments and those experiences combined with the tremendous education that you have received that connect us together and create bonds between us. It's what makes Clarkson special and the people who have passed through here special. I encourage you to keep creating experiences and moments with each other and Clarkson. Our alumni community has members in all 50 states, 5 U.S. territories, and 96 other countries around the world. We have over 30 regional chapters and hold over 125 regional events every year. Perhaps I'll see you at an event in Boston in the near future. Come visit campus anytime. Join us for Kogo weekend or come back for reunion. Believe it or not, I have been back to campus over 50 times since I've graduated. I love coming back each and every time, meeting people such as yourselves, and reconnecting with Clarkson. Congratulations again on your achievement and your future successes. We look forward to creating more memories with you in the future as alumni. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. And now we move to the principal business of the day. The first degrees we award are the honorary degrees. Candidates for these degrees have accomplished deeds in their careers that are most noteworthy of imitation by today's graduates. After our honorary degrees are awarded, the recipients will share with the graduates a thought for consideration in shaping your futures. These recipients challenge our graduates to use their Clarkson education experience to see the world through the lives of others and impact something larger than themselves. Thank you. And our first honorary degree recipient is Dor B. Begnell, escorted by trustee Robert Soupy Campbell, 61. Shannon DeRocha will present Dor Begnell.
For a decades-long career as a successful private markets investor with a lifelong commitment to ethical philanthropy through the support of charitable organizations and a special dedication to higher education and the welfare of animals, we proudly honor Dor B. Bagnell.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Dor B. Bagnell, the degree of Doctor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors appertaining thereto.
Thank you, Shannon, President Collins, the Selection Committee, the Board of Trustees, and a special thanks to Karen Collins, President Collins' wife, and an everlasting hug. This is an incredible honor, and I appreciate all of your kind words. When Tony called me a couple of months ago and told me that I was going to be getting this award, I was busy working away on things, and I thought that he was probably going to say, we found someone who can do anti-vivisection, so all we need is $30 million and we're all set to go. And instead, so I wasn't really ready for what I heard, and we talked for a couple of minutes. I asked him, this is really amazing, why am I getting this? And he was in Florida with his wife, Karen, and so we hung up the phone, and I said, wait, what just happened? Did he say I'm on a short list, on a list of short people? Like, what? So I called his office and talked with his assistant, Barb, and said, I just got a call from Tony, and is this really happening? Like, how far along is this process, and can I tell people? It's a tremendous honor. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the class of 2019. In part, I'm referring to the academic achievements that brought us all here together today, but you've accomplished something so much bigger than that. You and your predecessor generation, the millennials, as they're affectionately known, are a primary catalyst for change. Because of you, companies around the world are now prioritizing balancing profit and purpose. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, which is the largest money management firm in the world with $7 trillion under management, made this topic, Balancing Profit and Purpose, the theme of his 2018 letter to all investors. And I think about this in the context of we're going through a pretty enormous and impressive tech revolution, but at times it seems like it's outpacing the cultural revolution. And I'm comforted knowing that there is an accountability in your values-based approach to life. Thank you very much. And I've heard a lot of things said about me over the years, some good, some bad, but the one thing I've never heard anyone say is that door, he's a natural at, nothing really. So accepting that and knowing that I was going to be speaking in front of the same people that are causing a paradigm shift in the oldest, most conservative industries, I decided I needed to seek the advice of friends who oftentimes find themselves on this side of the podium. The two main things I learned from those discussions: you probably wouldn't heckle me, and whatever I do, I better not wing it because you'll know and you won't be happy about it. On the first point, let's just all agree we're in this together. On the second, I think it's right. You deserve my best. I mean, after all, some of you have been through hell and back. Of course, I'm referring to grading on the bell curve. I don't even know, can you still do that? Yes? Oh, that's good. Well, armed with this perspective that I needed to be prepared, and better yet, over-prepared, I did what I always do. I went to the Google machine. My first attempt at soliciting guidance was a bust, as my response to the query, things to know about Gen Zs, resulted in over 500,000 replies. I decided to narrow it down to books written about Gen Zs. That, in contrast, proved to be very helpful. The number one result was a book, The Gen Z Effect, which describes how Gen Zs will lead a world where uniting rather than dividing generations is a priority. Feeling relieved and a little more confident, I decided to do a similar query on books written about my generation, the baby boomers. That yielded the following number one result: A Generation of Sociopaths, How the Baby Boomers Betrayed America. So before I say anything else, let me express my profound gratitude for delivering these remarks to a post-generationally minded group and not the sociopaths of my generation. Of course, it makes sense that I would refer to my own experience here 36 years ago to guide me today. So my recollection was of a dinner with family, friends, neighbors, celebrating my graduation. I decided to take a quick survey and ask the guests for their advice. Some of the things I heard were things like, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets bad. Tomorrow is promised to no one, and life is not a pony farm. In all fairness to them, and putting it into context, 2 world leaders had been assassinated, Egypt and India, and mortgage and unemployment rates were in the double digits. But oddly, that wasn't the weirdest part of that dinner conversation. That happened when I was asked if I had plans to date and settle down now that the rigors of college were behind me. I decided to take this one head on. I said, yeah, of course. I would have settled down and dated throughout college, but I just never met the right guy. My father quickly jumped in and said, nobody wants to hear your life story, Dor, followed by, your big mouth is going to get you into a lot of trouble someday. My dear grandmother had her own solution. She said, when people ask you questions that you don't want to hear that you don't want to answer or you're uncomfortable with or that could make them awkward, look them straight in the eye, thank them for taking an interest, and then turn around and walk away as fast as you can. This should go without saying this wasn't the treasure trove of advice I was hoping for, but it did help me understand that I asked the wrong question. What I should have asked is, what has worked in your life? And knowing that we're all wired differently, instead of telling you how to live, I'll just share some things that have worked with me. I don't know why this is, but early in life, I was always the person that felt comfortable saying This is who I am, this is what I want, and this is what I have to offer. And I always knew that life would be what I make it. So the first thing is, I've been humble enough to know that great ideas can come from a lot of different places. I've always embraced humor. I think it's fail-safe at making everything better, especially on days when the ball doesn't bounce my way. When people ask me to take it down a couple of notches, which happens more frequently than maybe you would understand, I just say no. What about one notch? Unlikely. This one took the longest for me to figure out. I try to surround myself with people who, when I say, I've got an idea, they don't respond with, oh no, now what? Instead, the reaction is, that's great, let's hear it. Finally, in a world where we can be anything we want, I choose to be kind. I know when people are given an equal opportunity to thrive, really great things happen. I came to this campus almost 40 years ago. My first impression was how incredibly capable my classmates were, and even though they were my peers, I truly admired them from week one. Over the years, I've been fortunate enough to meet fellow alums in a professional capacity. And what I've realized is that Clarkson produces great problem solvers. They're usually the person in the room that point out the best solution, which was almost always the most overlooked and almost always the simplest. Thank you once again for this incredible honor. Congratulations, graduates. It's been a privilege to share this experience with you, and I sincerely hope our paths cross again.
Thank you, Joel.
That was really, really nice.
Our second honorary degree recipient is Gregory Lawrence Verdine, escorted by Trustee Emeritus Larry Delaney. Professor Selma Mededovich and Professor Tom Holson will present Gregory Verdine.
For his breakthroughs in chemical biology that have resulted in fundamental new knowledge of the processes controlling the expression of genetic information, and for serving as an inspiring scientist, technologist, innovator, entrepreneur role model, we proudly honor Gregory Lawrence Verdine.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Gregory Lawrence Verdine, the degree of Doctor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors appertaining thereto.
I'd like to begin by congratulating the class of 2019 for all of your accomplishments. I'd also like to, as a parent of 3 college graduates, to congratulate the parents of the class of 2019 for a successful launch. My Irish-American grandfather always told me, if someone offers you a gift, just take it and say thank you in a clear and firm voice. Say it like you mean it. Don't get into all kinds of complicated thinking about the gift. Don't doubt your worthiness. Don't fret about the gifts that you yourself might have failed to give. Don't think about whether and how to repay the gift. Just take it and show your gratitude. That advice from my grandfather may well be the best advice I ever received. And so I stand here before you today to say thank you for the wonderful gift of a doctoral degree from Clarkson University. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. What my grandfather didn't tell me, perhaps because he wanted me to discover it myself, was that the greatest gifts in life are the ones that you don't quite yet deserve, the ones that inspire you to live up to them, that spur you to achieve, that orient you toward generosity, that ground you in humility and graciousness. My life has been shaped and defined by a succession of such paid-forward gifts, too numerous and some, frankly, too fantastical to even talk about here. But the greatest of all is having been led to the discovery of my life's professional passion by my deeply caring and committed undergraduate research advisor, George Nelson. I've strived as an educator to pass on George's gift of passion for scientific discovery. Returning to that Irish-American grandfather, he had a son, and that son earned his way into Clarkson University through outstanding academic achievement, but lacked the financial resources to pay for it. That son found his own selfless gift giver in the form of a dean's administrative assistant, Angie Eli, who arranged for a place for him to stay free of charge and help him patch together a quilt of financial support via work study and scholarships. That man, Larry Delaney, with whom I have the privilege to share the stage today, went on to graduate from Clarkson to obtain a PhD degree at the University of Pennsylvania and to serve a brilliant career in advanced engineering sciences, including service as the Assistant Secretary of the United States Air Force. Larry was inspired and given grace and shape and definition by Clarkson, and he's found innumerable ways to repay the gift from Angie Eli, including service as the chairman of the Clarkson Board of Trustees. Returning to all of you now, most likely you've had your own version of my mentor, George Nelson, or Larry Delaney's guardian angel, Angie Eli. Someone here at Clarkson who's given you a gift that has provided grace, shape, and definition to your life. Perhaps it's an educator or a teaching assistant, a housemaster, a counselor, a coach, or God knows, maybe even a dean. If you haven't already had the opportunity to say thank you, it's never too late. Seek them out and say in a firm and clear voice, say it like you mean it. Thank you. Live your life in honor of their gift. Then find someone in need of a gift from you. You'd be surprised how small a gesture of kindness and generosity can transform a life. Thank you all.
Thank you, Greg. We will now confer the bachelor's degrees. Professor of Mathematics, Kathleen Kavanagh, winner of the 2018 Distinguished Teaching Award, will present the candidates. Associate Vice President of Student Affairs and International Relations, Jeff Taylor, and Director of Admissions, Trish Dobbs, will read the candidates' names. Professor Kavanagh, please present your candidates.
All right, will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Professional Studies please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I am pleased to present on behalf of the faculty candidates for the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Professional Studies. By a vote of the faculty, confirmed by a vote of the Board of Trustees, all transcripts reflect completion of requirements for these degrees and all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Professional Studies with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors which appertain thereto.
All right, folks, tassels to the left. All right, please be seated. The first candidates receiving their diplomas will be student marshals. They will then escort their classmates to the front of the floor podium. And we ask that you please hold your applause until all have received their diplomas.
Jacob Duffy Ekman. Renee Danielle Levy. Ethan Francis Pike. James C. Stevenson. Patrick James Delaney. Kaylee Elizabeth Harling. Sarah Lynn Lilholt. Catherine Ann Slocum. Brianna Noel Dorfler. Ariel Migdalia Delgado. Rachel Ann Sadler. Storm Cornelius. John Patrick Baker. Matthew Lewis Duncan. Jordan James Burton. Matthew R. Bowser. Taylor Ann Briggs. Jeremy Stephen Sikora. Patrick Carr Wells. Robin Charles Kuhn. Christina R. Kolobab. Kiara Lila Crookshank. Maya R. Duncan White. Chingyang Lu. Bome Ma. Andrew Barnett Katzman. Jordan Previn Edwards. Riley Cody Sleeper. Kevin L. Palmetier. Bridget Marie Fortier. Jacqueline Gray Smith. Connor Ann McMullen. Jarrett Cole Fuller. Andrew James Sharp. Isaac A. Jandrew. Jacob G. McEwen. Benjamin W. Wheaton. Michael Edward James Room. Joshua Anthony Ferrer. Colin Michael Reff. Nicholas Edward Adams. Catherine Victoria Wygant. Laura Leanne Sidden. Kareem Udin Ahmed. J.C. Kraling. Brandon E. Baker. Eric K. Mercer. Elizabeth M. Cabral. Matthew James Ponzi. Julianne Sarah Monroe. Matthew David Hawthorne. Rachel Hansen. Alexandria Carmela Parsons. Amna Tariq. Ashley Lee Shermansky. Riley Katani Karan. Noah A. Willard. Lauren Bernice Gable. Josiane Mara Pozaban. Kelly Lynn Mariani. Ryan Ann McGill. Emma Alexandra Monroe Keenan. Cassidy Rose Winkle. Jacqueline Ann Kimmick. Megan G. Bonert. Corey J. Schneid. Emily Frances Eaton. Nicole Louise Gardner. Quintana Louise Hart. Matthew David Craw. Donald DJ Goodall. Angela C. Coulter. Jacob H. Agard. Brandon William Molinaro. Ian Joseph Coles. Brad Williams. Michael J. Valenti. Alexander Vladimir Russell. Mark Anthony Tormina. Jesse Zane Riemann. Corey M. Abel. Isabel Cunningham. Jamie Ann Dodge. Emily Blake. Daniel A. Gambro.
Brianna Lee Murphy. Megan Anastasia Hunter. Samantha Lane Penman. Alyssa Jane Hoos. Colleen Rose Brogan. Christina Watson. Sarah Hennigan. Annabella French. Shane Norma Leigh Voss. Allison Grace Faber. Victoria Olson. Kate Marie McKinley. Leonel Lopez. Suleiman Jacob Adam. Babu Nebe. Matthew John Donosky. Patrick Bass. Timothy McKenzie. Louis Hallstrom V. Emily Lynn Yodisnesk. Justin Wood. Xiao Wang. Abdur Rab. Duk Tin Nguyen. John Bigelow. Thomas Safford. Edward J. Sheets. Allison Barbara Morgan. Katie Colbert. Sarudi Akula. Katrina Lucia Stevens. Kaylee Morgan Turner. Kaylin Charles Bender. Gregory Robert Trueblood. Nicholas Austin St. Laurent. Justin Royce Weeks. Skylar Reed Meyer. Sarah Sleman, Micah Philip Laro, Matthew Connor Kowalski, Allison Wright, Patty Ann Mary Straight, Timothy Lobier, Benjamin Stewart, Alexander James Harley, Thomas Bradley Conroy, Louis Stanley Cupp, Andrew Hazelton, Joseph Donald Chipieri, Abigail Naomi D'Angelo, Ryan Matthew Azer, Taylor Valentine Lupini, Farhan Tahir, Austin Daniel Beck, Christopher David Murphy, Peter Paul Bachik, Justin Restorff, Fletcher Bryant Dix, Noah Christian Pandit, Thomas Robert Williams, Devin Patrick McKenna, Shane Christopher Castengay, Rafael Teodoro Manzi, Jordan Ryan O'Donnell, Joseph Michael Albert Norris, Andrew James Rakiki, Kyle Gerlach, Austin Gregory Bayer, Andrew Davis, Ryan Jeffrey Wood, Robert Daniel Shine, Dylan James Clapp, Catherine Michelle Tulowiecki, Brooke Morgan Atkinson, Emma Page Atkinson, Conrad Kohler IV, Matthew Binns, Nathan Anthony Guinta, Kirsten Denise Janet Mays, Michael James Laval, Robert Thomas Kane, Robert Michael Schmitz, Adam Stephen Krasuki,
Aaron William C.B. Tho, Devin Brasso, Marley Quince, Yuho Yokiharo, Brendan John McBride, Kevin David Herkamp, James Matthew Hoyt, Natalie Irene Jagleski, David Eugene Goodman III, William H. Beveridge, Liam J. Martin, Evan R. Stoddard, Ian M. McLeod, Luke Charles Moore, William Logan Harris, Adam Paul Hartnagel, Megan Akimi Edmond, Joshua Andrew Prodswick, Aurora Nicole Goodwin, Jordan Sienna Cahill, Benjamin Shiros, Valerie Ann Tuttle. Sunshine Marie Stacy. William John Poloski. Raquan Jordan Fillmore. Peter Gardell. Shane Kilday. Bradley Kenneth Bettinger. Brendan Cinco. Peter McConnell Herrick. Kyle Dennis Mazurek. Brett James Brillhart. Thomas Stanton. Marcus John Lavarnway. Carly Casey. Summer Ray Gillespie. Sydney Arlene Ewing. Samantha Ann Menapace. Jade Vivian Betos. Marissa Kristen Clark. Tyler Michael Robinson. Samantha Ann Wheeler. Mia Elizabeth Fiacchi. Caroline Rose Bonin. Kelly Elizabeth Grimes. Sarah Lynn Smith. Alexander Larson Dills. Luke Robert Mallory. Jared J. Kittleson. Jonathan Ryan Lepasnik. Samantha Ray Menig. Elizabeth Ann Caggiano. Callie Astasia Cushman. Billy Elizabeth Hens. Lydia R. Wright. Catherine M. Lannon. Savannah Marie Peters. Andrew Michael Plunkett. Rachel L. Vaccaro. Caitlin Christine Young. Angela Joanna Johnson. Marad C. Berry. Charles Antoine Malafont. James Michael Henneke. Connor James Klein. Owen Talmadge. Harrison Douglas Tinder. Maria Ann Denton. Caitlin Jean Graham. Carolyn Elizabeth Simo. Tyler Joseph Rollins. Brian George Sheridan. Corey Tambasco. Kane Ballard. Ryan Scott Archibald. Graham Eric Dittler. Dustin J. Frank. Benjamin R. Seaman. Ross James Tuttle.
Tyler James Chase. Mitchell Koch. Brock Owen Breen. Edwin Joseph Wood. Davrick James Wagstaff. Kevin Peter Boyle. Carrie Yurkon. Julinar Brake. Derek David Clark. Gunnar Todd Sutvin. Trevor Ryan. Jake Ditano. Austin Thomas Gentile. David Edward Nieders. Savara Adoon. Althea Henderson. Chloe Elizabeth Dumas. Lindsay Carrington Poe. Emily Petak. Mackenzie Rose LePage. Catherine Ruth Cushing. Sarah Elizabeth Fountain. Amy Joy Rosato. Chris Berghoff. Drew Safford. Henry Werner IV. Christopher Mark. Tyler Joseph Pop. Cormac Dean Bettinger. Katie Goach. Brianna Kaylee Malcheski. Amanda Marie Elman. Alexander DeBella. Liam Ellis. Ian Underwood. Caitlin Marie Lacardi. Matthew David Hornack. Andrew Raymond Armstrong. Randall Francis Novak. Aaron Zani. Ramsey Elias Hajnasser. Jacob Charles Elliott. Marie Elizabeth Morrill. Austin David Ballard. Zachary Lewis Golden. Avery Michael Slack. Robert Adam Matusek Jr. David Anthony Ross. Brian Tam Thew. Morgan Andrew DeLille. Christopher Paul Giat. Katie Marie Wolf. Ryan Walsh.
Jeffrey Lawrence Marafa. Eric Stephen Miller. Matthew M. Smith. Matthew F. D'Angelo. Sean Michael Ward. Anthony Herschel Dowling. Caleb David Adams. Joseph C. Chacon. Dalton J. Evener. Rachel Yurden. Danielle Anna Poinkowski. Ryan P. Stinson. Zachary Brian Rogers. Mallory Jane Keogh. Elizabeth A. Shumsky. John Sebastian Sardo. Edward Dewey Bushway IV. Joshua Howard Krogh. Cooper D. Holgate. Ryan J. Poplawski. Cordell Zott. Brendan Tyler O'Connell. Justin B. Moore. Abby Nicole Fountain. Isabel S. Beaver. Nicholas R. Rogoff. Remington James Little. Vincent R. Palermo. Casey Marie Radomski. Catherine Grace Audino. Nora Heather Schlacks. Tyler Dodge Miller. Lauren Elizabeth Carter. Owen Arthur Curry. Nolan Patrick Huther. Anthony John Ronaldo. Jared Andrew Dunbar. Cassandra Bernal. Tyler Demetrius Brown. Michael Alexander Protas. Philip Joseph Albanese. Tanner Richard Geiger. Andrew Jonathan Woithall. James D. Zora III. Tyler Daniel Fifi. Andrew James Sawicki. Ryan Matthew Perillo. Samuel Robert Susky. Christian Robert Miller Snell. Vincent Edward Duke. Benjamin Varday Davison. Gilberto Medina Silva. Tyler Joseph Coast. Charles Elwood Sickler. Lee Taylor. Andrew James Meyer. Dakota J. Davenport. Alexander K. Roberts. Mason Tyler Coleman. Cameron Joseph Masker. Kayla Elisa Hernandez. Kyle Christopher Duell. Joshua Patrick Tanner. Nathan Paul McPherson. Christian M. Bank. Austin Michael Gillespie. Tyler Andrew Wolf. Jacob Gregory Edwards. John Whitmore. Carly Ann Newhouser. Bridget Catherine Hunter. Matthew J. Trow. Orlando J. Guarnizo. Travis Shields. Ha Dow. Stephen T. O'Brien. John Alexander Dittman. Christine Michelle Jones. Lauren Taylor Johns. Benjamin James Levitt. Brandon T. Pugh. Rachel Ashley Barnum. Tyler John Delia. Sabrina Elizabeth Sapowski. Shannon Lee Vogt. Justin Andrew Ross. Kylie Lynn Piercy. Taylor Marie Dolly. Silken Rose Kirschner. Lily Isabel Flanagan. Morgan Lee Lamandola.
Lauren Reese Grassberger. Samantha K. Denning. Brianna Zeck. Ryan Howard Baker. Austin Pass. Dominic Michael Testa. John Dawley. Emil Anzo. Daniel Finkbeiner. John Matthew Farrell. Madison Tikalski. Jake Elliott Hurt. Christopher Patrick McKeel. John Phillips. Haley Nicole Zilgowski. Nicole Tucker. Foster Ribseman. Zachary Huke. Joshua Cirillo. Connor Bailey. Alicia Way. Robert Neymark. Andrew Cook. Taylor Wilkins. Brent Green. Brian Kuhns. Stephen John Lorenzo Jr. Abigail Viola Matthews. Jerry Seckler. Benjamin Richard Mack. Renee Christina Soto. Ronald Deutsch. Stephen Kingsley. Matthew Cedric Whaley. Sarah Crystal Cody. Jenny Lynn. Thomas Patrick Gitlin. Samantha Corcoran. Kirolos Sharif Mansour. Michael Ryan Walsh. Thomas Robert Roju. Nicholas McDonald. Jack Lawrence Broderick. Michael Lazinski. Ryan Wilson Burnham. Charles Edward Maitland. Michelangelo Fief. Andrew Carter. Catherine Lynn Ackner. Michael Attillo Valou. Hannah Rose Ruffles Phillips. Allison Nicole Davis. Timothy James Dunn. Austin Chandler Smith. Sarah Emily Duclos. Anna Michael Witowski. Cole Thomas Capon. Brandon Thomas Mackey. Almir Tirkic. Austin Cole Bentley. Cullen Edwards Cummings. Nathan Curletta. Nicholas Allen Volino. Nathan Edward Hauk. Dallas Marsha McHarris. Malik Dennis King.
Nathan Alexander Pironi. Stephen Latimer. Philip Jonathan Tibberts. Samuel James Heater. Joseph Saker. Michael Andrew Donovan III. Nicholas Edward Woodhall Lamb. Jared James Height. Christopher Carter. Kyle Deshane. Jessica Beverly. Alexander Jacob Zawelski. Jonathan Davern Zapp. Benjamin Ryan Muller. Sarah Elizabeth Kramer. Stanley Peter Ontuk III.
Marcus Mosier. Maggie E. Stark. Samantha M. Impastato. Stephen Campbell Rhodes. Claire Marie Chason. Adam Davis Bowerly. Thomas J. Major. Colby Edward Churchill. Zachary James Koshan. Nathan Michael Winchester. Bradley Kyle Sir. Luke Thomas Zolman. William James Mulhern. Thomas Andrew Donovan. Ross Insania. Connor Michael Reese. Connor James Farrington. Judd Andrew Hershey. Joseph Anthony Barbera. Jason A. Filipski. Dalton Allen Alexander. Matthew David Turner. Eric Louis Casas. Drew Anthony Devendorf. Christopher Claire Reed. Kaylee Michael Schoonmaker. Allison Rose Stern. Jonathan Brett Lestingy. Marcus Griffith. Trevor Metcalf. Dylan Jeffrey Skimmerhorn. Jared Lee May. Austin Thomas Armas. Justin Matthew Brinkman. Kyler John Johnson. Francis William Whaley. Nolan Michael Rufa. Friday Katzub. Jasper Touchette. Cassandra Orr. Robin Amber Eads. Takade Joseph Beaumay. Elizabeth Hazel Boulay. Megan E. Barker. Emil Emmanuel Vargas Castillo. Paul Caston Lawrence. Ashante Larice Fleming. Marissa Joanne Ruan Foster. Herman Martinez. Colden Lee Merrick. Brandon J. McDonald. Preston Thomas Jones. Colin Michael Wildler. Isaiah Matthew Clark. Trevor V. Williams. Brandon James Atkins. Connor T. Martin. Taylor Jared Richardson. Austin Brand. Logan James Reith. Andrew Warren Putnam. Andrew Donald Walzer. Mohammed Samir Abu Zaid. Nathan Reed Pleskach. Theodore Peter Corellas. Lindsay R. Wadsworth. Kendall Nicole Chevelle. Griffin Matthew Amos. Riley Campion McDonald. James Ellis Homan II. Malchias A. Canary. Andrew Michael Lewis. Alexander Leonard Levine. Keenan David Nathaniel Gale. Christopher Nicholas Afonso. Benjamin J. Jackson. Kevin Chrisia. Joshua Item. Thomas Joseph Zamardi. Sam Maffey. Zachary James Olivas. Devin Switzer. Kelsey Kiana Scott.
Christopher Milner Rice. Troy Feldman. Collins Cosmel Carbon. Zachary Ryan Coffin. Emily Rose McGraw. Andrew David Vaccaro. Denny Nicholas Tyner. Michelle Lee Harris. James Bridgeford. Lauren Suzanne Culp. Jonathan Malersky. Dominic Kendall Miller. Chandler Ross Geary. Jason Robert Hamill. Bradley Mark Belote. Madden Chiara Rowley. Samantha Marie Glad. Lauren Elizabeth Bluskowski. Alden Slack. Jason Byron Escalera. Damon Richard Gwynn. Liam Milan. Kevin Morris Jr.
Well, that's it. We have no further control over you. I didn't say that. Congratulations to you all from Clarkson University. We're thrilled to be here today to recognize your success. You can kind of go wild if you want. That's it. Congratulations. So now, please rise for the alma mater, the words on the back of your program. And the alma mater will be sung by our campus a cappella group, the Golden Knights, accompanied by the Potsdam Brass Quintet.
Please be seated. Thank you. On behalf of the Clarkson University Board of Trustees, I congratulate the class of 2019. With the exciting renovations to the Cheel Arena that are in progress right now, we're going to ask the audience and the graduates to please remain seated until the stage party has recessed out of the arena. After that, you may depart at your leisure to the lawn for a reception. I now hereby declare the 2019 spring commencement ceremonies and university convocation closed. To all of the graduates, good luck and Godspeed.